Wow, there's a lot of people. I'm a big fan of pineapple bun, and it tastes like ham. And people love spaghetti, croissant. I love this little one. Anyone of you here love pineapple bun? Can you please raise up your hands? Why you guys always have good taste? Never disappoint me. The things about the pineapple bun is, it's all about the perfect balance between crispy and soft. And with those cracks, on the surface is what gives signature, what makes it truly unique. Pineapple bun is just like our life. We all have ups and downs. Those little cracks in life that makes it more interesting. And the things that what makes it taste even better? When you add some butter inside. Perhaps some love, warm people, soft-heartedness. They're just like the butter that heals a lot, and the texture will become so much more complex and tastier. Together with the crispy cracked surface, they complete our life, making it much more rich flavor. And hi everyone, this is Charlton. I'm a big fan of pineapple bun, but also a sugar entrepreneur, an author, poet, a parent of a doggy, and also a marathon runner, swing dancer, blah blah blah. I'm just a slasher. In life, we are just like pieces of a larger puzzle. Each of us facing our own set of difficulties and hardship, and we are pieces of life. Putting every experience, whether good or bad, every person we randomly encountered, all together is called life. I was born in a grassroots single-parent family, living with my mother, and we relied on the public subsidies. At one point, we lived in a simplified flat, rarely with 100 square feet in size, with poor hygiene and no kitchen. When I was just a primary 6 student, my mother was diagnosed with blood cancer. I was only 11. But suddenly I had to act like a grown-up, mature adult taking good care of her and bringing her food at the hospital after school. She was a warrior, like a real-time superhero. And despite her own suffering, she continued to shower me with unconditional love and support. And I will never forget the perseverance in her eyes and also urging us to hold on, no matter how hard the things are and also the obstacles are. I managed to get into a band one girls' college with a very competitive atmosphere, and everyone here seems to come from a very well-off family and have plenty of resources and spoke great English. And I felt pretty inferior and stressed out. And I kept my family situation in a secret and didn't talk about it, what I was going through at that time. I was afraid people would make fun of my mom, who was going through a very tough medical treatment and who had lost her hair, and I couldn't bear the thought of someone I loved being mocked. My schedule was crazy busy. I woke up at 5 every day, then study, then go to school at 7. After school, I head straight to the hospital to be with my mother until 9 something or 10 something, and then I would go home and work on my assignment and study till 2 a.m. and finally get some sleep. And this routine lasts throughout my entire 6 years of secondary school life. And during that time, I noticed something off with my body. In Form 3, my jaws were swollen and also red and painful. I could barely move my right part of the body, and making simple tasks like picking up a pen to write or buttoning up my shirt nearly impossible. And mentally, I experienced extreme mood swings, and I had days that I couldn't get out of bed due to depressions, and followed by periods with intense energy where I couldn't sleep for 3 days. And eventually, I was diagnosed with JIA, which I was reminded by my doctor that is a lifelong condition and there is no cure. At that time, I was also diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I had to make frequent trips to hospital for medications, injections, blood tests to keep my conditions under control. Meanwhile, I just discharged from the hospital last week because I forced my doctor to do so I can stand here to give out the TED Talk today. And that's why I'm wearing a hand sleeve to keep my joints in position and also prevent further deteriorations. Weird. I can still recall how my schoolmate called me, whispering, rumoring when the concept of diversity and inclusion wasn't common at the time. especially for students with special educational needs, and I was having a gender-neutral appearance that may be different from them. Despite all of this, I kept it all to myself because I didn't want my mother to worry about me, and also that may affect her conditions. I didn't want to talk about my struggles to people with the same age because I think they kind of understand. So I turned myself into books and words, trying to express my emotions through reading and writing. When I thought all the traumas ended after my high school graduation, my mother passed away after I finished my public examination in 2019. She passed away on the day when I was representing the Hong Kong team of service cadet to join the international rifle competitions in the United Kingdom. And she fought against the diseases until her last breath, until I left. At midnight, I deal with all this heavy heart stuff, and I could barely sleep before having to go to the hospital and also to the airport. My future was unknown, and I wasn't yet 18. I was clueless at the time. After coming back from UK, I started to unpack my luggage along with my emotions and sorrows in a tiny little room with four walls and only me left. Oh, there were also a couple of pure stuff like chopsticks, flippers, and also the words that remind me of her. And my conditions went on and off at the time. I attempted to end my life by overdosing, but it didn't work. And trying it once is pretty exhausting. And maybe the cracks in the life is what just give it character, what makes ourselves truly unique. If the surface of life is too smooth, and that's enough of the things, right? So somehow I gave up the self-destructive tendency because I was tired and I wanted to live something meaningful in the world. We all have our own sufferings. Find something or even find someone that is worth suffering for. We need love, values, belief to smoothen all the cracks in our life and make our life less dry. Perhaps love is like a butter that gives me courage and belief to hope on. Word is my love language, so I write poems, chapters, books, lyrics for my loved one, and I put my soul into words. Living in my poetic romance helps me to reduce the tortures in life, and the artistic expressions help me to convey my feelings. I turn my sorrow into writing, and I try to record our daily life and all my feelings for my mother as her last gift because I was really afraid that she will fade away from my work one day. Then I finished the book within 1 month and published it at my 18, and I feel much more relieved. There are cracks in our life, like the crispy cracked surface on a pineapple bun. There could be tough moments, scars in your heart. I believe that everyone has gone through a period of time with self-doubt, self-blaming, questioning yourself, I'm not that good in love, blah, 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 and you will feel very, very lost. And I did have a time that resists to embrace the imperfections in life and also within myself. Have you guys tested your MBTI personality test? Yeah, mine is ENFJ, which stands for emotional and freaking judgmental to myself, comma alone. Okay, I'm just kidding. I think mine now is REST, rest, yes. And I'm a very sensitive and emotional person. I read a lot and I feel deeply about literally everything. Emotions are sometimes overwhelming, and the word emotional has been negatively labeled in general. But what if we look from another side? It's not a torture, but it's a gift. I can easily sense one's emotions, feelings, thoughts, and also I can write and tell the stories of others. It's all about embracing yourself and the journey you have went through, so you can find the strength and talents. Or sometimes, tortures could be a blissful gift too. You can experience more than others. I accept the fact that things happen, but not blaming the world for why all these tortures were happening to a child who wasn't yet 18 at the time. Because blaming doesn't help, escaping doesn't help, and let it be. Allowing everything happens may be the best way to fix it. We're the authors of ourselves. Our life journey may seem meaningless, torturous, and messy at times, but when we embrace uncertainties, fine-tune our mentalities and also expectations in life, we will uncover the subtle things and also connecting the dots and eventually find our own passions. The past is past, we can't change anything. The future is too far, we can't predict anything or just make it. And what if we can do is to focus on the present. If you love someone, just tell them you love them. Don't wait. You never know when it's your last goodbye. treat it as is your last. Although we may not able to predict the future, our actions in the present shape the path towards our desired future and society. What if we could do something to fix it? People say I'm a broken person. Those cracks in life and pieces are so heavy and my thoughts are so heavy, but indeed, these pieces complete me and also transform me. We carry our traumas throughout lifetime. The moment we accept, we find a strength and motivation. And these traumas can be a source of resilience, guiding us towards a greater purpose or determination. The pressure we feel often seems as a burden, but also represents potential and kinetic energy. Just like a toy car, traumas may pull us back at first, then push us forward, motivating change and transformation. Our world is full of cracks. Let's face it. Apart from writing, I wanted to do something practical in the world. From the idea of social innovation embedded in my mind, benefiting from our social enterprise like me, providing affordable transitional housing for single-parents family, which helped my family 10 years ago, to join different social entrepreneurship competitions, and now I've become the founders of different social enterprise at my 22. In a random sharing session, I never thought of I could be Francis, the co-founder of Lightbeat, also my mentor, and the founder of social innovation in Hong Kong. The kindness of these warm-hearted people whom I've never known, I've never met before, but willing to lend a helping hand is like the butter in my life that helps me to smoothen the cracks and also making me want to give back to the society if I have the ability to do so. We visualize the future and we work on it. I participated in different philanthropy works and also started two children enterprise, one for the LGBTQ+ community, Ecom, and one for the life and death education, life story. I came up to my mother with my partner when my mama was in her last stage of life in hospital, and she accepted. And I was really touched, and I cried really hard because I really want others in the communities or in the groups also to accept it too. I've been facing discrimination towards my gender expressions and sexual orientation since high school, and also at an international conference. But it's very important to debunk this understanding towards the group, stay rational to conference, and also make our society more inclusive. Stand up for yourself, for a community, and also confront injustice. Communication is the key to smoothing the cracks in the society. Being a person from a marginalized group is like outlier of the society. People always take privilege for granted and neglect the intersectionalities of one's background and life incidents. I decided to study society from transitioning from prior business student to a sociology student, using the concept of sociological imagination to tell the stories of marginalized groups, looking for the struggles in common. We do not only study a problem, but we try to fix it. We empower ourselves not only to overcome personal challenges, but to contribute to society with a solution. After establishing LifeStar, I accidentally came across a media interview by a student, and one of them was facing a similar situation with financial difficulties, and also her mother was suffering from cancer. Unfortunately, her mother was passed away when I was at the last day at my Bangkok conference. But when I was back to Hong Kong, I had to help her with an affordable funeral arrangement. Staring at her, I was like helping my younger self to go through it. I really hope that I could be the butler of someone else's life by lending a helping hand. Or maybe one day you will also share your stories about how you overcame what you went through and become someone else's survival guide too. Even though we are passengers in each other's life, we still live more on one another's. Along the journey of social innovation, we meet each other who share similar values in this life marathon and use our strengths to make an impact to the world and run together towards the brighter future, like this picture. We are all the captains of the world. By embracing the randomness of life, we learn more about ourselves and what matters to us. While we are following our dreams, there are people behind us providing shelter, protections, and also unconditional support. It's important to protect our dreams, but also remember to reserve the time and also energy for a loved one. And look at this pineapple one. It's crispy outside and also soft inside. We all face challenges that shape who we are. The cracks on the bumps may seem meaningless, but each one represents struggles, heals, traumas we've overcame. I know you all are tough, but actually you don't have to stay strong every time. Sometimes you melt, you touch, you soften. Find your purpose. The right person or happy moments it's like finding butter inside a pot. It's warm, nice, and soft. Smoothing the cracks within your life and also others, and that's very good. So that's why life is just like a pineapple bun with butter. Putting all the pieces together, still a whole. A rich flavor, one. Soft-hearted but strong. Thank you.